Well, there's a real sense of excitement and anticipation here in the arena with the news that Chelsea Memel will not be competing. The current world champion has pulled out due to a shoulder injury. That is massive news, isn't it, Christine?
It certainly is. She's replaced by Ashley Preece, who was the next highest scorer for the USA, and she's a very efficient gymnast as well. But that really must make Ferrari from Italy the favourite.
And of course, Mitch, Beth Tweddle's here as well. Strong connections there with you, Christina.
Well, it's great to see it. I saw her win both her bronze medals on bars at World Championships, and to see her here in with a chance, and it is a chance, isn't it, Christine?
Yeah, it is a chance. I mean, all we want is for her to work her best, and if her best is good enough, then that's absolutely great. That's all any coach or anyone involved with her wants her to do, but it'll be nerve-wracking, and I'm sure for her just as much as us.
So it's all about kind of just keeping calm, I guess. Can she do it? Is it possible to keep calm when you know that the door's slightly ajar?
Well, that's the big test. I mean, at home, she's got a great pedigree. She's been British champion for the last 6 years, and she's kept very calm under pressure in those circumstances. She's found it a little bit more difficult when she's had her chances internationally. I guess you feel they're not going to come around many more times, and you've got to grasp them. But she's experienced. Hopefully she's learned from problems in the past, and I'm sure she'll give of her very best.
You do get the impression, though, she's mentally very focused and very strong there. I just hope.
Yeah. Well, there's the gymnast from the USA. Is that Preece there?
No, that's Jana Biga at the front there, who actually comes in as the top American, with Memel having pulled out.
She'll be at the next Worlds.
Yeah, absolutely. She looks happy considering Chelsea's just pulled out.
And actually, I think quite a dark horse here will be the Souza from Brazil. However, I am looking up on our board here, and in that place ahead of Beth Tweddle has hopped Elise Hoffner-Hibbs, who is the reserve. We've got her on our sheet as the reserve. So does that mean that Souza from Brazil has pulled out? I wonder if it does. Hoffner-Hibbs is certainly the reserve, and on the score, the sheet that we have in front of us, the computer in front of us, shows her name instead of Souza. That is a big change, because she is a strong candidate, Souza.
Wow. So, and even more of a need for Beth to keep calm then.
We'll see as they march in. That's definitely Biga at the beginning, and then Ferrari.
Ferrari's a real prospect, though, isn't
Ashley Preece. So yes, Hoffner-Hibbs instead of the Brazilian.
And Beth there smiling as she enters into the arena. And what a lovely welcome for the gymnasts. It's all very exciting. The women's all-around final. Who's it going to be? It ain't going to be Chelsea Memel.
Or Laya Souza.
Some fantastic gymnasts competing in Beth's group. Will that help her? Will it spur her on?
Oh yes, it's great to be in the top group. You know, you're watching the people around you. You're lifted by knowing you're in the group of favourites. But there are other dark horses behind. The top Romanian, Sandra Izbasa, is, you know, very efficient. The Chinese, of course, didn't have a good first day of competition, but much better yesterday. If they can have the same form as yesterday, they'll be a threat, I think, as well.
It's the old story of raising your game, and if you're in that company, that's the time to do it.
This is the start list then. The 5, Souza. Who knows at this stage, but that's the leading group. Group 2.
Great to see Susovatina there again, isn't it? What an example she is.
8:31, Mitch, I think now.
91, world champion on floor. That's 16 years ago.
They break off for their warm-up. 30 seconds each, group of 6. That's 3 minutes warm-up. Yes. Susovatina was, of course, in the unified team that won the gold medal back at the Barcelona Olympics. That's how long she's been competing. She's a mother, she's got a son, and she now lives in Germany and is competing here for Germany.
Gymnasts warming up on floor. There's bars. Beth and her group will be starting on vault.
Yes, that's an advantage too, isn't it? Working in the full Olympic order. If you're in the top group, then you've earned that privilege.
Yes, it's the nice order to start in vault. You get yourself started. However, whatever order you work in, you have to do all the 4 pieces, and that needs not to be forgotten. This is Elise Hoffner-Hibbs. We saw her at the Commonwealth Games for Canada, and she didn't have a good first competition and was reserved for this top 24, but she's definitely moved in ahead of the Brazilian, even though it didn't show us that on the graphic. But she's a strong gymnast as well. She, if you remember, tied on scores at the Commonwealth Games for the gold medal, and on countback they gave it to the Australian gymnast, but she's certainly a good gymnast.
Just catching a glimpse of Beth. She's looking quite relaxed.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. She's, of course, on the floor with her personal coach, Amanda
Krasnianskaya, she looked good, didn't she, Krasnianskaya? Sorry, Chris.
No, I agree, Mitch. Very good indeed.
There's so much to see. Bristling with talent out there.
Quite a few young gymnasts at their first World Championships. You know, this is basically the preparation for Beijing. You have to be in the top 24 teams here to go to the next World, so every country who has any aspirations for going to the Olympics has taken part, and I think they've flooded young gymnasts thinking that they'll be their team for the next 2 years.
And that's a great thing to see, the way the order changes. The experience, the pillars of the teamwork, but it's nice to introduce a youngster every time. Perfect build-up if you can do it.
Yeah, and speaking of youngsters, we had a great debut for some of the young British gymnasts.
Yes, Lee Rogers, it was her first ever international for Great Britain, and she led us off on beam and bars tremendously without an error. And Lynette Lyle, another debutante.
Well, here we go with our first competitor, Daria Skova, Ukraine, age 17.
And always difficult starting on the beam, getting the routine underway. Ukraine gave a great performance on beam in the team competition. Ooh. That she wouldn't have wished for. Very difficult skill, the round off back somersault.
She's hit it all week. It's ironic, isn't it?
It is. That was a beautiful leap, though. The change leg to ring, she got her foot right up to her head. She's a very classical, beautiful gymnast. Re-walk over. But she's a little bit rattled, as you can see. She's lost her rhythm, or not really gained her rhythm. Just going a little bit too slow, trying to be a bit too careful. That was better. On her best of days, she'd have tried to link those two moves. Big long pause before the dismount, but a good, efficient round off. Double pike somersault. Just the one mistake, really.
But it was a big one.
It was 0.8 now, the deduction for a fall.
It's not a great way to start. Shake the confidence. She qualified in 18th position. Well, here we go with a real hopeful. Vanessa Ferrari from Italy. First in the all-around the Europeans. Going through immensely the twist. She's just waiting for the judges. She is.
A look of steely determination here. Her first performance. Double twist, just a little bit overcooked, and nerves will be bubbling through here.
Very fast approach, lots of aggression. She's been waiting for this moment. Two twists. Could have landed it dead, but just bounced around. Like you said, Mitch, she's very young.
Oodles of power here.
Yeah, she'll be pleased to have got her first piece of apparatus out of the way. She qualified in second position, so be a real contender for a medal.
She's still only 15 years of age. I think she's probably one of the youngest in the competition. You have to be 16 before the end of the year, and she's 16 in November.
Right.
So
Cutting it fine then.
yes.
Absolute cauldron out there.
Next vaulter, 1.5, just a little bit off direction. This is Ashley Priest coming in for Chelsea Memel. The good flip onto the platform, the 1.5 twist off, but you can see she lost a bit on direction. It's a good strong vault. Hopped to the side.
Shot of the Americans communicating at this moment.
Yeah, she'll be delighted to have this chance, having not worked in the team final, worked in the team qualification. And the next gymnast, of course, Jana Biga.
Plenty of power there. Hits the top of the horse, 1.5 twist, but just a little bit flat off the top. Some extra rotation, perhaps unneeded. Again, the tension bubbling through, anxious to get it over. It was a 14.725 for Jana Biga.
Fabulously long vault, wasn't it, Mitch?
So much power.
The latest gymnast on vault, Ashley Priest, was instead of Chelsea Memel,
Juru.
world champion. She has been
Onto bars.
unfortunately, and does not compete in this evening's
First
final.
World Championship for
We
her.
hope she will be able to compete
Be looking to make a mark.
in the apparatus final.
Well, the Chinese gymnasts performed very well on bars last night in the team final. And they'll be wanting to do just the same today. That was very smoothly up to the high bar. Clean turn, and another one. Just a little late on that fall. All these turns have to be finished within 5 past the hour, as it were. But that was a beautiful high Jaeger. She's very smooth, very clean. Oh, fix that back. She did.
She heard you.
She did, she did. But she's lovely straight arms, really swings well. Good extension. Just needs to finish with a big high dismount. Lifts, lovely straight, very good work.
Beautiful body lines throughout those swings.
Next on floor from Spain, Laura Campos.
Should be a little bit disappointed with that moment on the low bar, but it's a great recovery.
Wouldn't be too costly.
Steliana Nistor from Romania. Next to go on vault.
Presenting confidently.
Heavily strapped left wrist, here she goes.
Double twist, but again, that loose-legged technique in the first twist. Are the judges going to deduct for that?
Well, that almost looked to me, Mitch, like they would count that as a double twisting tuck. Don't you? I think. And the judges judge what they see, even if you put up that you're doing a double twisting straight somersault. If they think you bent your knees sufficiently that you're tucked, they'll only credit you with double twisting tuck. And I think that's probably what they'll give that, don't you?
It was very loose, very loose. The straight legs there would, even the most ardent supporter would argue that those legs weren't straight.
They've been very tight about the twist coming right round as well. And I think that maybe she was slightly under-rotated on the 2 twists.
There have been signs of nerves in this first rotation, and quite rightly.
Oh,
Need
yeah.
to settle down. Pavlova there. She's had a good week, hasn't she, so far? Very impressive.
Very impressive, and she's, I think, probably starting on the beam.
Yeah. Holly Dykes.
Elise Hutner-Hibbs from Canada competes instead of Ryan Souza from Brazil.
Anna Pavlova approaches the beam. Pavlova here, a beautiful lifter handstand. Split turn, very nicely controlled.
The leading gymnast from Russia, and quite an expert on the beam. Very confident that opening series. Difficult move. She didn't include in the team competition. And just lovely, those leaps.
Deceptive, really.
Oh. Allowed the hip to twist a little bit as she lifted the leg.
I say, Christine, it's deceptive because she's so elegant yet so powerful.
She is. She's really, I think, a very talented gymnast. But that was well out of line. You could see as she turned and put her hands down. She's got great composure, hasn't she? Many a gymnast gets back on and wobbles around after a fall. But not Pavlova. She just performs as confidently as ever. Full twist in Corbett. Whistle tells her she has 10 seconds to dismount. And what a dismount. 2.5 twists. Very, very clean. That was a shame, because that was classy work.
And that is the word, classy. See a gymnast of this quality. You can almost forgive her the mistakes, can't you?
Steliana Nistor scoring 14.275 on vault, and Zuru 15.150 for bars. It's a good start for her. Little wave. It must be cold down there, Mitch. She's got gloves on.
Lucky gloves, maybe. She's got all the little trappings.
Sandra Isbasa, Romania.
Good clean start. The Romanians have not impressed us on bars, but this is going okay. Just a little bit loose-legged on the Ginger. Hits handstand on the transfer. Now needs to keep the swing going. Into the double tuck, just a pace. Now that's more like it from Romania.
Much more like it, but still with a little bit of errors and not such a high start value as you'll see from the real contenders on the asymmetric bars.
But it's just good to see them swinging with their legs a little bit more under control.
Yes.
On beam, Holly Dykes from Australia.
And we saw great performances from Holly Dykes during the Commonwealth Games on beam, but unfortunately she hasn't quite reproduced them here. I think she's due one. And that's the sort of classy work. Hours at the ballet bar to be able to spin with control like that.
Extension through that split leg.
Yes, she's a very supple gymnast. There we go, the half turn, flip onto the hands, into free walkover. Oh, lovely series, very cool. It's the supple gymnast that really can make beam look easy. Don't have to distort their body shape at all. Strong front somersault.
On the floor from France, Catherine.
Big push off the hands so she can punch the beam up into the double back. Good work from Holly Dykes. Australia will be very pleased with that.
In preparation, though, and their training regime, it's very, very directed, isn't it?
Very directed and very good selection process, and have had good selection process for many years now.
Holly's score on beam, 15.625. Puts her in first position at the moment. And I can tell you that Beth has started her bid for a medal on vault. She scored 14.550. They're in sixth at the moment.
Great to get one piece underway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Isabelle Severino from France.
Now this is a very interesting gymnast. You're going to tell the story, Mitch?
No, you can, Christine. You've been bursting to tell the story. Get on with it.
She retired after '96 Olympics for 5 years whilst she did athletics and took part in Cirque du Soleil, and then decided to come back to training.
Wow.
She did such a good job. She competed in the last Olympics, 2004, and here she is again, fighting for medals.
And speaking to Yves Kefa, the head coach, there he is standing in preparation. He says there's a lot of competitions left in her yet. Great model for the rest to aspire to, and the legs locked together in the Ginger.
Oops.
That wasn't planned. She recovered well. Pike Jaeger, that's experience when you can put that mistake behind you.
Dear. it's all gone a little bit wrong. She's got 30 seconds now to get herself chalked up. Get her mind back in the right frame.
This is what I like about this audience. They understand. They're really supporting the gymnast. They've been great all week. Severina, the second bite of the apple. That time she shows she can do it. Lovely technique. Full twisting, double tuck. It was great. For a moment it was going to be glued.
Yes, what a wonderful finish.
What went wrong, Chris?
Do you know, I have seen more gymnasts come to grief on that move. They're so blind on it. It's amazing. It's one of those moves that I think I'd want to get rid of. You can see, look, she just can't see. She's grappling for the bar.
She can't even, you know, it's not in her eye view at all. It's literally.
And you can't lift your head. If you lift your head, you break the line and don't make the move.
Anna Pavlova for beam scores 14.225. Puts her in 12th position after her first piece of apparatus. Daria Jura, Australia, onto the bars.
Lovely straight line in that handstand, but quite a late pirouette. Lovely high front somersault. Nice lift from low bar to high bar. Very precise with her handstand shapes. And a lovely Ginger as well. Packed with difficulty, this routine. Swinging forwards as well as backwards. Big double front with half turn. Strong looking gymnast.
That was absolutely fantastic. Let's have a look at this again. You can see the shape.
But the Australians have always promised to be good on this apparatus, haven't they?
Yeah, it's their piece. In qualifying, they were second on asymmetric bars as a team. That's the nice Ginger.
But those legs locked together.
Yep.
A sign once again of the preparation we were talking about.
Very good preparation. She just did one and a half pirouette where she finished the last term very late, and that the judges will penalise.
Daria Jura, 15.1. Asymmetric bars, puts her in third. Gives her a little smile.
This is Matt's favourite name.
Yes, Pang Pang.
High, drifting through the air in that Ginger.
Oh, lovely shape. The transfer from the high bar to the low bar there and back again, maintaining beautiful position, getting the handstand.
Some lovely touches. The invert swings.
Here comes the dismount. Double twisting, double back. Full twisting, double back.
Well, the landing was superb. Maybe you missed out a twist. Or put one in, give her an extra one.
Yeah.
But she doesn't need that help with a landing with that precision. The full twisting double would have been impressive enough.
Yeah, great stuff. Top gymnast from Switzerland. And Switzerland had a good World Championships. They're one of the nations on the up, improving. Look at that, Arabian, standing Arabian somersault, half turn into front somersault.
Interesting move underneath the beam there.
Using all the parts of the apparatus there. Good strong jump, just has to fix the middle of the body, keep tension in the legs. Again, fights well for that front somersault, but quite a lot of deductions if you wobble and land low. That's the real difference between the gymnast getting the top marks. But a very nice round-off layout somersault. There was no hesitation on that. And to be doing that in the latter half of the routine is pretty impressive.
She's had a good beam.
Very good. She just needs to keep concentrating right to the end. And she does.
Slight little crossover with the feet there. But a wonderful, wonderful routine.
Lovely stuff.
Kirsten.
Really lovely stuff. There's a circle round at the beam. It's a longer way round than on a single bar. Really promising performance that, wasn't it?
Very promising, yes. As I say, the Swiss have been doing great stuff.
Well, here is Beth's vault. And here she goes.
It's important for her. She wants that good start. 1.5 twists with the jump, but she knew exactly where she was. Good, solid start.
Well done, Beth. You're pleased with that, Chris?
Oh, yeah, she will be. You can see she's fairly heavily strapped on that ankle. It's a good piece for her vault, but not her best. She'll be happy. She holds a lovely straight shape, which they don't all. That's to her advantage.
A score of 14.550, which at this stage in the competition puts her in 11th place. But there's still a long, long way to go. 3 more pieces, in fact.
And unlike the men, vault for the women is not a particularly high-scoring piece. It's to do with the way they've set the tariffs.
She'll be pleased, though, to get that out of the way, won't she?
Oh, very pleased. And although it tells us on our scoreboard that on vault she's ranked 3rd, so that meant that she had the 3rd highest score amongst that top group of gymnasts, which is a significant situation.
Beth, of course, now moving on to her favourite piece of apparatus, one she's very well known for, the asymmetric bars.
We don't want to talk about that, do we?
No,
we don't.
no. Here we go.
OK, well, there's Pang Pang's score on bars, 15.425. At the moment, she's in 2nd. Holly Dykes leading. With the highest score in the competition so far, 15.625. And another few minutes of warm-up. Chance for the gymnasts to prepare the apparatus.
This has been a very demanding schedule for the gymnasts who were in the team final. They did qualification either Monday or Tuesday, team finals Wednesday, individual finals today. Now it's a tough schedule. It's a good job they're fit, train hard.
There were 10 qualifying sessions conducted in total.
Not just the physical exertion, though, is it? It's that mental focus through
That's right.
3 back-to-back days of competition. It's tough.
You know, and they've been training hard all the way up to it, and probably everybody's got a little bit of a niggly injury along the way.
Kirsten's score on beam, 15.075. Puts her in 5th. Very good.
Yeah, very good indeed.
So the standings after the first rotation. Holly Dykes from Australia, 1st position. The 2 Chinese in 2nd and 3rd. Jana Biga in 8th.
After the first rotation, we have in the lead Holly Dykes.
There's Beth in 12th at the moment. Score of 14.550 on vault.
From China, Pang
Zopatina
and 3rd,
in 9th.
also from China, Zhu.
Anna Pavlova, for her unfortunate incident on beam, is in joint 17th with Espasa.
course, with the 4 apparatus, we talked about it being a marathon for the men on 6. It's more a middle distance.
That's right, yes, it's not quite the same marathon. And of course, because there's only 4 apparatus, if you make a fall, it's more costly to you than on the men's side. It's good to see the warm-up going on here. Get to see the gymnasts feeling the apparatus. The timings have to be so precise on this asymmetric bars. As I said earlier, the judges are looking for every pirouette to be finished by 5 past the hour. Otherwise, there's heavy penalties. 0.5 a pirouette. And quickly see how you can lose marks.
On the floor, this rotation is the leading gymnast from Austria, Holly Dykes.
Well, our leader at the moment takes the floor, Holly Dykes from Australia. She'll be looking to add to her score of 15.625 on the beam with this floor routine. Getting the spins out of the way early.
Yeah, she wouldn't get credited with that triple spin, but she was very clean. Full twisting double back. She's a very good gymnast, you know, she could easily surprise a lot. One and a half twist into punch front. Classical ballerina style. Full twisting tuck front. Beautiful hands and arms. Giving us 1 big tumble, 2 not so big. Needs a big final one. Grace and elegance.
Really a lovely balance routine, wasn't it? Great to watch. Plenty of power.
I felt that of all the Australian floors, they hadn't gone for such difficulty that they couldn't perform with aplomb, that they were very well balanced, like you say, Mitch.
Literally there.
Yeah, lovely style and tumbles within the context of the routine, not the tumbling taking over the routine.
Great to watch.
She looks as if she was having a little sneaky peek at her ankle. Is she all right, do you think?
Holly Dykes, oh, she probably landed a bit heavy on the last tumble. Like I say, after 3 days of competition, ankles are tired.
There's Vanessa Ferrari, who after her first vault is lying in 7th position.
Always looks as if she wants to get on with it.
Yeah. I'm sure she does. It's the coach joining in the routine. Just preparing the top bar for her.
Very dynamic gymnast, very fast. We first saw her on the international stage 4 years ago, and she showed much promise.
She's ready. Here is Vanessa Ferrari on bars.
Crisply up into handstand. Nice delta. Clear circle, all locked out. Keeps the swing going in the transfer. Radokla. Well, that's from the past, but very effectively done. Lovely work in invert. Endo flourish in the turn. Lovely combination in the straddled Jaeger.
On floor, and Garcia.
Pushes the head through to guarantee the swing, keeps it going. Big wind up, double layup, which is absolutely now. What about that?
Great work. She's not the most natural bar worker. She doesn't naturally have the biggest swing, but she's very efficient, isn't she? There was no chance she was going to make an error there.
That was absolutely wonderful.
Lovely tight handstands, great shape in the double straight.
And almost no bend to absorb the landing in the legs, just terrific.
Holly Dykes on floor scored 14.550. That puts her at the moment, well, it keeps her at the moment in first place. Laura Campos on vault.
Strong vault, lovely double twist there. Good shape. Puts the round off on the mat in front of the board, stretches back. Little bit of a bend of the arms that the judges will dictate for, will deduct for. But great height and lovely style during that double twist.
She did well not to have locked out her arms and still get that repulsion.
Well, 14.825. In third at the moment. She qualified with the 23rd highest score. So she's doing well.
Most of these gymnasts are capable of similar work. It's who has a good day, you know, and some are more consistent than others, but they've all got probably similar start values.
Ashley Preece there, just waiting for her turn on bars. Now, obviously, she didn't hear that long ago that she was going to be competing here today.
Sometimes that's a great advantage, you know. She hasn't had time to get nervous. She had a good night's sleep last night. Just thrown in the deep end.
Vanessa Ferrari, 15.825. Very, very strong challenge from her. Half her competition is over. This is Ashley Preece. Styled a full turn, good transfer, keeps the swing. Toe on, 1.5 turns, good stuff. Into the Kachev. Immediately into the pack. It's the transfer somersault to lower bar. Back she goes to the high one. And this is fluid. Nice. Not quite a Markelov or a stoop straddle release, but impressive all the same. Double layout, and then it's another superb bars routine.
The competition is really, really on here. You mentioned earlier, Christine, about the fact you had to make your turns by 5 past. That's at 12 o'clock, and she could have stayed there all day.
That's right, really classy work there. And the Americans showing why, as a team, they were top on the asymmetric bars. Very efficient work.
That's lovely.
What a dismount. Su Jong Hong on vault. Currently ranked 24th. Off she goes.
Little gymnast. Oh, 2.5. That was a big vault.
She pulled that out of nowhere, just
She
so
really
sharp.
did. 6.5 tariff. That means the maximum she can score for this is 16.5. They'll have a little deduction for those legs apart and for the step on landing, but it was a pretty good vault. Cleanly round. Very fast, isn't she? Just unfortunate split of the legs at the start.
It's in some distress there. Maybe it's just tension, release of tension.
Ashley Preece, her score, 15.425. Puts her into third at the moment. She's pleased with that. Steliana Nistor. Chalking up the bars. The judges are ready. She goes. Steliana Nistor here.
Didn't hit handstand right at the start. She'll need to be clean all the way through. Made the ginger. But the pirouettes we were talking about were more like quarter past than 5 past. Kachev, good transfer to lower bar. Good pike Jaeger. The big dismount. Full twisting double and another stuck landing. Bars is on fire, isn't it?
Very long routine. Yeah, sorry, Matt.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, very long routine. They must have 14, 15 moves in these gymnasts. You count the 10 highest value. But of course, if you have 15, you have the potential for losing marks on 15 moves. Things like legs apart there. So the trick is to get 10 very difficult moves. And put them together without too much in between. But that was a good dismount, just a little split of the knees.
Steliana Nistor there, waiting for her score. Sandra Isbasa from Romania on the beam. Sandra Isbasa here from Romania.
And probably the most impressive of the Romanians. Just a little waver, but solid and determined. Confident, joined in the leaps. Good posture all the way through. That's nice. Again, a salto.
Beautiful work, makes it look so easy.
That's nice. Aerial, cartwheel, beautifully performed. And the side somersault.
Comes to dismount. Maybe not. Ooh, ooh, oh, nearly.
Well, it would have been if she parted company.
Yeah.
Kiss of death, Matt. But she has that lovely line as well, hasn't she? Here's the dismount. She meant it this time. Triple twist all the way around. Great stuff. So Sandra Isbasa, very, very impressive. The Romanians.
It's the piece they've made their own, Romania, the beam. When they're floundering everywhere else, the beam, you can always rely on them for a solid performance.
Isbasa's score then, 15.475. Puts her in fourth at the moment. Wonderful routine.
Word with the coach, you think they'd have counted the dismount? Was it right round? They've been very sticky on that.
Becky, can you ring Jeff? He's almost.
Next on the floor, Ariana Kirsten.
Treadle preparing over there for bars as Mr. Still on the floor and Mrs. Still in the commentary box.
Yes, very big moment. Let's hope Beth can just do it like she does in training every day.
And there's another Still connection there. Amanda Kirby was in the famous gymnastic club run by Colin and Christine.
Yes, we were very lucky enough to coach Amanda. She was an Olympian, went to the 84 Olympics.
Beth Tweddle, the second piece of apparatus, the bars. Come on, Beth.
Now she knows she has to go for broke, make everything big. Hit the handstand, hit the big release and the second release. Oh, there we are, 2 in a row. Now this is the third hard one. Has to make it big. Oh.
She's gone. Oh dear.
She had to make it big. She had to really go for it so that she had enough swing into the next move. And I'm not quite sure what she does now, whether she tries it again.
She was arched just going in the swing before, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She had to adjust. It had to affect the timing.
Here, into the pack salto. And now the big release. Missed that bit as well. Transfer from here. And up to the high bar. Good full pirouette. Good full twisting dismount. Recovered well. But she'll be furious with herself.
She'll have another chance, though, to conquer this apparatus, won't she?
Yes, yes, tomorrow. But you were right, Mitch. She didn't really settle in the handstand before the toe on. And then she links the two moves. So she had to make this big. And she just didn't get the hips up out of the toe on.
Well, there's Beth. Obviously, she looks very disappointed. Oh.
Well, she's in one piece.
That's the main thing.
That's the main thing. Fight another day.
On to beam. Pan, pan, pan.
Og det næste gymnast i Maren Jana Bilgaard fra USA. Der bliver nummer 2 i kvalifikationen.
Is this a strong piece for her, Christine?
Yes, very strong. The Chinese are beautiful on beam. This is really where they won the title last night. They went on to beam with the Americans in the lead, and through superb performances on the beam. This is where they took the title.
Pang, pang, pan. With a real confident start.
Yeah, they bring lovely touches there. She almost lost it, but the height of the leap and the confidence, the head is thrown back. They do bring something special to this apparatus. It's the second adjustment and they'll all add up, but that was super. Plenty of attack.
Oh, two very difficult moves.
But there have been a few wobbles which we didn't see last night.
Maybe last night has taken its toll.
And it's unusual to see that many adjustments in the Chinese beam routine, isn't it? Oh, and that's the one that really will matter.
Yeah, especially because that was just a jump. She shouldn't have come off on that.
Two lovely leaps. There's still plenty to admire about the work, the technique. There have been mishaps. What about the dismount? Double pike, beautifully done. Just a characteristic adjustment for that routine. Was it nerves?
She let her hips twist as she jumped. She went for splits and she let her hips twist badly and didn't pull them back in line as she landed. But it was sort of coming, wasn't it, Mitch? You'd said there's lots of adjustments here. And I guess, you know, the euphoria of last night, difficult to get yourself back down to earth for today's competition.
Well, Beth, with a score of 14.7 for bars, currently ranked 11th.
That's the handstand straight into the forward swing, the endo. Good handstand, but untidy legs. Oh, and another. Managed to hold on to the somersault, but this is very ragged work indeed. Recovering a little bit now. Up to the handstand. Stolder with full turn, big Kachev. It's a little short on that last handstand. Big swing. Full twisting double back dismount. Ragged in the middle, but recovered well with a big finish. Full turn, shoot up to the top bar. For me, she's just too untidy on the legs. She's always got bent legs, and that was quite a big deduction. However, she pulled it back very well. You can see the untidy legs. She's very, very strong.
To produce that from that handstand was very, very impressive.
It was, wasn't it?
Jana was 7th on the asymmetric bars in the World Championships. And Pan Pan waiting for her score on beam, and there it is. It's 14.8. Puts her in second. Next to go on beam, Oksana Shuzafatina, Germany. And a wonderful start.
Yeah, front somersault straight into the layout somersault. Kicked out of that front somersault, really. Hasn't been known over the years for a great beam performances. But she looks pretty assured up there today. Linking skills.
I think this new code probably suits her a little better.
I was thinking that exactly, Mitch. It's very much, you know, put in lots of difficulty. I assume that second front somersault was meant to be piked, or one piked, one tucked. You're not allowed to do the same move twice, but you can do a tuck and a pike. She's still got good mobility, good split action in her jumps. And she moves very fluently along the apparatus.
Oh!
I shouldn't have said that, should I? But that's a difficult spin down in the crouch position.
Again, the audience trying to lift her.
Oh, and she looks so dejected, doesn't she? But she really has to concentrate now on this dismount. Double back. Wow, very bouncy. Really cross with herself.
But that looks incredibly difficult.
See, she let the upper body go well out of the line of the beam. You have to keep your body over the beam all the time, whatever you're doing. Look here, over it comes.
Packed with difficulty, that routine. But she knows from experience to put that behind her.
Absolutely, as they all do.
Kirsling from Switzerland on the floor.
Made so much progress. That's good. 2.5 twists into full twisting front. She impressed us on beam, which is the sister apparatus, of course. And here, equally under control. One and a half twists into full twist. And keeping control there. So Kaislin, surprise performance from the Swiss. This is great to see.
Yeah, doing very well indeed. Put a super start in the first piece of apparatus. Just carrying on with that consistency here. The tumble.
Needs to be good. Double pike, just the pace.
Should be pleased with that.
Lots of power.
Yeah, she has good power, and they've worked well with the Coda points.
She got 14.350 for that floor. She's in 11th position currently.
Gymnasts, please start the warm-up.
Jana Biga's score for the asymmetric bars, 15.350. She's in 5th. Well, here we go then, at the halfway stage. Italy's European champion is leading the way, 5.4 from Pan Pang Pang. Could China make it a clean sweep of the gold medals so far? Australia, perhaps surprisingly, in 3rd and 4th with Holly Dykes. Daria Jora. Beth, unfortunately, down in 13th place there after that fall off the asymmetric bars. Anna Pavlova, 18th.
Vanessa Ferrari in pole position.
Indeed. So Beth in 13th. Christine, is it possible to make it back?
Probably not onto the medal rostrum, but I'm looking there. It's only 1.375, the difference from first. She lost at least a mark. So, you know, she'd have been up lying second without the fall, which is still, you know, very pleasing to think she's that quality of gymnast.
She's got a strong floor to finish with, though, hasn't she?
She has got a strong floor to finish, and everybody else has also to survive. We've had a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors from people.
So round they go, changing a piece of apparatus. Beth and her group move to beam. Rotation 3. Starting with Ashley Preece. Of course, on the beam, as we've seen from many gymnasts, there's a chance of error. So it's still an open competition.
I would say it's still open. I mean, if Ferrari can not make mistakes, I think she'll hold off the challenge. But it is still very open. And Holly Dykes has got plenty of work as well, sitting there in 3rd place, as has Daria Jura. They haven't as yet worked their best, but I think Dykes has certainly started on beam where she's had problems previously. So she's looking strong, I think. Here we see Ferrari warming up, the flip into full twisting back somersault.
First on the floor from Romania, Sandra Raduca Izbata.
Do beams vary much between? I mean, you know, we've talked about...
Yeah, they do actually, and some can be quite bouncy. Depends, you know, how they're fixed to the legs, and some you can get quite a little bit of bounce from.
Does it help to have a bouncier beam, or is it better for landings if they're actually a bit steadier?
You don't want it to be absolutely dead, but you don't want it to wobble about. And sometimes, you know, you can have beams that actually slant and the tops move. But I haven't heard any complaints about this one. I think they're pretty happy with this.
And landing-wise, the mats seem to be...
Very good. When the gymnasts hit the mats, you can really see the mat give, and it looks a comfortable landing for them, doesn't it?
Ashley Priest there with a heavy strap on her right hand. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Oh, well, that's like, they call them panda paws. This is more of a protection rather than a strapping, to stop the wrist taking too much strain when she does work. Lovely free walkover, very positive. Back flip layout, somersault. That's strong American style. Very sharp with every movement.
Very strong, very rigid with the jumps.
Yep. Everything sharp, arms straight up. Not soft and elegant. It's a very forced style, but efficient.
Well, she stayed on so far.
She makes it look confident. You feel confidence in her as you're watching.
Full twist in the Corbett.
Mm-hmm. Lots of energy. I'm sure we'll see a big, energetic dismount here. Big round off, big double pike. Wow. She was a little hesitant at the beginning, but warmed to the task.
You can't write the Americans off, can you? Ever.
No.
Coach is pleased. Good, powerful performance on beam from Ashley Priest.
She's rather more elegant than some of the other Americans as well.
Danielle Hippolito on beam, vault.
Flora vault are Hippolito's strengths. Here she is. Just the full twist, if you can say that, but very, very efficient. Good, strong attack. Not quite the explosion, though, that she is capable of off the top of the horse. Just a little bit flat, wasn't it, and loose-legged.
Yes, yep, just a full twist. I think she must have changed her mind in the air because she had put up the tariff for a 1.5 twist. She must have felt she didn't have the height in the air. There's no deduction for that. You just mark as seen.
Daria Jura on floor. Here comes the first tumble.
Very nice, full twisting double back somersault. That's very strong. Full twisting straight front into 1.5 twisting front.
The spin's very difficult. Catch a lot of gymnasts out.
The judges are very fussy. You have to get right round on the toe to be credited with it. Dynamic tumbling, very good landings.
Are there a specific number of tumbles that have to be included in a routine?
No, but if you want 10 high-level moves, you really need to put quite a lot of tumbles in. So most gymnasts now are opting for 4 tumble runs.
Here comes another.
And there, the big, strong double pike. Very nice tumbling. A very good routine.
Very good indeed. She's happy. The crowd are pleased as well.
Plenty of height in these tumbles as well. The power of the grace. Look at the lift, the set in that double pike.
Because you're looking for 10 difficult moves, if you can put 2 somersaults like this in one run, she's done a 2.5 and then another full twist. It's like doing 2 tumble runs. You're getting a D for the 2.5 and a C for the full twisting front. So it's very worthwhile to be able to link more than one move.
But you got to be spot on with that combination. She was.
Ashley Preece, 15.325 for Beam. It's a good, consistent score. Ariella Keerslin on vault. She's had a good competition so far. Let's see if it continues. She's 22nd in the all-around last year's World Championships. Ariella Keerslin. There she goes.
Good, powerful run. Good contact, 1.5 twists, and she sat down at the end. Just didn't get the repulsion from the top of the platform. And she was having such a good competition. Great shame.
It's because it's probably the piece you would have least likely expected to fall. She ran out of height and speed, really, didn't she?
Yeah, not a great block there off the top, giving her the height she needed. Daria Jura's score for floor 15.275 puts her in first position at the moment. Isabel Severino. Floor. Very elegant gymnast.
What a presence she brings.
Quite a specialist on floor.
Oh.
Big, big tumble.
Straight back for another tumble.
Lovely triple twist. Now that was a triple spin.
The only one we've really seen, just controlled and drifts out of it. Beautiful to see.
Well, what presence she's got. Super to watch, and the crowd here, the 3,500 seater arena, clapping away. She has them in the palm of her hand. This is great. Well, what's she going to produce here?
Two and a half.
Well, you said that she was a specialist on floor, and that was special. Wonderful.
Enthralling. Absolutely. Look at that.
And really, there should be far more credit given for a proper performance like that, as opposed to just a vehicle for lots of tumbles. This was floor work at its best.
She could tumble as well.
Yes, she can. I watched it in the qualifier and she wasn't nearly so relaxed and good. But, you know, she's already mucked up bars, so what she have to lose, might as well just sell it.
It was a delight to see.
Holly Dykes on vault.
It's a very, very open competition at this stage, isn't it?
It is. I don't think Holly Dykes she only did full twisting Yashchenko in the first competition. She can raise her game to 1.5. She did 1.5 at Commonwealth. If she wants, I think, to stay in that top 3, she'll need to. Whether she will, I don't know.
Off she goes. Holly Dykes.
Make sure, does the 1.5. Really is going for that top slot. She wants to be in the best 3 at the end of this competition.
She does, doesn't she? She was a bit offline, but it's very good technique, very efficient with the twist.
A little step there onto the red area of the mat. Will that cost her much?
It'll cost her. It won't cost her too much because she didn't land out of line, but it'll cost her probably 0.3.
Pan, pan, pan. On floor.
On the floor from China, and Pan.
Another lovely gymnast.
Oh, just inside those lines. She's got strength that belies the skinny little legs. Lovely twists.
Extraordinary twisting ability there.
Another very good triple spin.
Taking a breath before her next tumble. Here it comes.
Really rising to the crowd. It's all the power at the finish. Double pike.
She's happy with that, Mitch.
Crowd pleaser. And that, as you made the point, Christine, the height and the power belies a physical appearance. It's unbelievable, really. That makes up for the error on beam.
Isabel Severino's score on floor, 15. Rank 6. And Holly Dykes on vault 14.350. Drops her down to 5th position. Su Hong.
Oh, that was beautifully timed. Full extension, lots of rotation. The Jaeger salto, and she's lost body tension at the top. The handstand once again, it's crucial.
Because the deductions are so heavy for not hitting handstand, the gymnasts have to go for that handstand. And the margins for error are so tiny.
The hours she's put in to postural training to keep that spine in alignment, to hit the handstand. But sometimes it'll catch you out.
She just shows she can do it perfectly.
Lovely shape there. The handstand kept good catch-up technique.
And
she's lost it again.
You would maybe have thought that she'd be conscious of keeping that body position and...
Well, the dismount was double straight. Some lovely work there.
She's quite renowned as a strong bar worker. But just the bounce of the bars, obviously, she didn't feel comfortable with. Mistiming things.
Nothing that a couple of thousand handstands won't put right.
Sandra Isbasa takes to the floor for Romania.
That's
Wonderful.
a very, very good first opening series. Like I was saying, if you can link 2 somersaults, great. She linked 3 there. Very comfortable with the landings. Style of the great Romanian gymnast, very strong floor worker.
Very precise through her moves as well.
No, that one won't count. Heel was down before the end of the 3 spins. She concentrates well for the next tumble. Oh, that's another very complex. 2.5 into 1.5. To be so spatially aware. Beautiful splits in the leaps.
Preparing for a final tumble. Triple
Very
twist.
clean, yeah, very clean triple twist. Good routine. Should lift her up the rankings.
Just that one little niggle there with the spin.
It's only a 0.1. It'll give a double spin as a B rather than a triple as a C.
Some great tumbling there to finish it all with a triple twist. Great stuff.
Gives her a score of 15.52 and puts her in 4th at the moment. One more piece for her. Pan Pang Pang. Her score on floor, 15.425. At the moment, she's leading. China could well be taking home the all-around, both men and women. Jana Biga. Jana's mum, 3 Olympics for Germany, also a coach. She salutes the judges. Up onto the springboard, ready for her beam. Ooh, lowering to planche.
I often wonder just how far down that planche position has to go, because it's nowhere near horizontal. Lots of them included. They get deducted for that?
I don't think that would have counted, but that one would. The front somersault with half turn.
They have an attack on B,
Last
the Americans.
gymnast on the floor in this rotation is from China, Zuru Zhu.
Not too much wrong with this so far. Strong solid in the front somersault.
A real determination not to leave the beam from all of the gymnasts from the USA.
So sharp in that 360 spin as well. It's a determined, business-like performance, this, and I do like that.
Incredible move to maintain balance. Here's to this one.
Double front and a nice way to finish. A super solid routine. Not the most sparkling, but what a job.
Oh yeah, very good job. She was just a bit jittery, wasn't she? Like, she landed there and a bit of a wibbly wobbly, but she held it on. Like you say, Mitch, she was absolutely determined.
No wobbles there.
The double front, is that quite a tricky way to exit the beam, not to spot your landing?
Very difficult, because you're so blind, you can't see it at all, but she's such a powerful gymnast.
Oksana Shuzapatina, Germany, on floor. Hoping to improve after her exit on the beam.
As Mitch mentioned earlier, she was world champion on floor in 1991.
Oh,
That's why.
the power, the double straight, nailed.
It's got better since 91.
And double back with full twist. Not snatched like many of the others.
What a great example of female gymnasts still in the sport.
Similar move there to what she did on the beam.
I think she's looking better than I've seen her for many a year.
Here comes another tumble.
Just that step out. Just the point one, but all the point ones add up. You don't win championships by much more than that.
Very compact, very powerful. Final tumble and a double pike.
Good, solid work. Elegant finish.
Such a shame for her putting foot out of the arena.
She's done an incredible 4 Olympic Games.
That is amazing.
And I wouldn't put it past her to do a 5th.
But the power in this tumbling. Double pike and just waits so much time in the air. Beautifully presented routine.
And locked in that position as she bounces over you. Not even a slight movement there. And for that, she gets 14.875. Currently in 9th, with one more piece of apparatus to go. Vanessa Ferrari then. Next onto the beam. Oh,
That's more like it.
now that's a planche.
First acrobatic series, and it's the full twist. She did that in the warm-up, and it takes her away from the beam. Certainly not over yet, this competition.
No, it's a very, very difficult skill, that, and she never really looked like she stood up well enough out of the flip.
A big test of her mettle. Lovely. Strong and confident in the leap. Right back, we've seen it in the tuck variety. Great control there on the 360. leap, just that adjustment. There we go. Double pike, no nonsense. But what about that fall?
Well, it's a 0.8 deduction. You have to the judges have to decide whether the move was completed enough to credit the move, to give her the marks for it. I think they probably would. She got both feet on, but really she was well out of line. The chances of her staying on were very slim.
Well, this is her first World Championships with moves like that. She came here to make an impact. She's certainly done that. Nistor.
And of course the Romanians, renowned for their good, solid beam work. And that's how it should be done. The flip with full twist, much, much higher, well able to see the landing. Lovely free walkover, one arm flip layout. She's packing in the difficulty here, isn't she? Oh, that's unusual and difficult spin. Side somersault, these gymnasts float that in so easily. She never stops moving. Doesn't give herself time to wobble. One element straight into the next. And that was the worst hesitation. She'd have been looking for a bonus for linking the jump to the tuck back. There's obviously a big element as well. Oh, the dismount, the double back from 2 flips. Really very solid work indeed.
Beam again for the Romanians.
Yeah, reminds us of just how great the Romanians are on beam. 2 flips, snap down, up into that double pike. So businesslike, Mitch.
And her score on beam, 15.8. So in 4th. Gymnasts warming up on their final piece of apparatus. Still a very open competition. Do apologise for not showing you Beth Tweddle's performance on beam. 14.950 she got, and Vanessa Ferrari on beam, 14.9. And there are the standings going into the final piece of apparatus. Bang, Pang Pang from China leads. Vanessa Ferrari not far behind in 2nd. Nistor, to that fantastic routine, in 5th. And Beth currently lying in 10th. So there's just one more rotation to go, and it is all to play for. Pang 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 moves into the lead by just 1-2-5. So will Ferrari be able to take the top spot? Question she'll be able to answer on her final piece.
Pang Pang, of course, going to vault, isn't she, where the scores haven't been hugely generous. Ferrari to floor, where she's an absolute expert.
But that's how it works.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And we, as you made the point earlier, when the men approach vault, you expect the scores to lift. When the women approach vault, because of the way, and I think realistically and correctly, they've toned it down, it makes it much more of a competition.
Yes, it depends how many marks they give to each vault. And certainly, Bull Twisting Yushenko, which is the average vault is a 5 tariff, so you can get a maximum 15 with that, and a 5-5 for your 1.5, which we saw Beth compete, so your maximum can be 15-5. So you're not going to see too much more than that. The double twist is a 5-8, so you could get 15-8. So realistically, you're going to struggle to get a 15 on vault. Whereas I think some of the men's tariffs are up as high as 7, aren't they, Mitch?
Yes, they are.
On vault, yeah. So, you know, you're out of 17. I know they're doing fabulously difficult vaults, but it doesn't quite equate. We don't see 7 start value elsewhere. Here she's warming up. Oh, that was the double, so a 15-8 max.
Certainly enjoying herself out there, isn't she?
So there's just one more rotation to go, and it is indeed all to play for. Pan Pang Pang moves into the lead by just 0.125. Will Ferrari's fall cost her gold? There's a tie currently for bronze between Jora and Biga. Good performance on beam from Beth lifts her into 10th place. Ferrari will finish on the floor. Pang Pang, Daria Jora, Sandra Isbasa finish on the vault. Steliana Nistor on floor. Here's her first tumble, pulling back out.
Nice and strong. Very clean, the 2.5 punch front. Good extension through her ankles. Very nice, clean technique, strong round off flip, backwards and forwards. So this is sort of 4th tumble already. Maybe.
You should have been a judge, Christine.
Oh, 2.5 to finish.
Good, clean routine, very solid, but not exceptional tumbling. The start value won't be the highest, but she's had a good competition. She'll be pleased.
Daria Jora on vault from Australia. A final piece. Currently tying in 3rd position with Jana Biga from the USA.
One and a half twist, and she was plumb centre off the horse. Just a little buckle of the knees. But looking very good here. Prospect to get in, to squeeze into that top 3. A 1.5 twist. Just a slight buckle, but she fought it well.
One of the few gymnasts, Mitch, that's landed on the top of that platform with her arms straight and really blocked off as opposed to pushed off.
Very efficient transfer then. Oh yes, you can see it.
She's pleased. She's had a good competition. It's in the hands of the judges now. And how many judges will be judging that vault?
6.
Danielle Hippolito on isometric bars, hitting the handstand nicely. A little sloppy in the legs.
Yeah, sloppy in the legs and late with the turns. Very businesslike, though.
You definitely should have been a judge, Christine.
Oh.
Again, the same little sloppiness.
As a coach, you have to be aware of what the judges are looking for. But she's got energy, really good energy, and she'll lift this dismount, and that has to be weighed against the deductions.
Double straight to finish.
Great awareness.
Works with her hands very, very narrow there.
Look at that double layout. Yeah, it was well within her shoulder width, wasn't it? Unusual.
Unusual, maybe to give her greater length through the bottom of the swing.
Can understand it for pirouettes, make them slightly easier, but
Next to go on vault, Isabel Severino.
I've said it before, but it's got a wonderful presence about her.
Preparing for her final performance.
Very
Good
deliberate approach, yes. Hoo-hoo! Tremendous landing.
Very nice. She knows she couldn't have done much better.
Puts the feet firmly on the board, lifts very well, very aware of where that landing is. Comes out cleanly.
A good block from the top.
Very good. Very efficient vaulting.
Previous vaulter, Dara Jura, scores 14.5. Little smile, she sees she's gone into second, but there's still a few gymnasts to go.
Here's a point worth making again, that marks are so hard to come by here that it could make an awful difference to the prospects of the group with last piece of apparatus on vault.
All she can do is sit and wait. But a good, consistent competition from her. She should be pleased with herself.
Very much. They've improved as the week's gone, as the competition week has gone on, the Australians.
Well, he's the current leader, Ang Pan Pan. She goes final vault. She needs 14.3. Stay in the lead. Can she do it? Will China be taking home 2 gold medals today? Let's find out.
Final mental rehearsal, launches into the run, hits the horse hard, double twist, but that's very, very unfortunate. Just under-rotated, scrabbled forward, and she must be disappointed.
Wow.
Really.
Deduction-wise, how cruel can the judges be?
0.8 for the fall, absolutely, but then there'll be more deductions because she landed very, very close. It had good height, but not very much length.
Alignment as well.
Yeah.
Lots of problems there. Could be 1+ as a deduction.
1-3, I'd have thought, probably.
But such a pity.
Well, where did it go wrong in that, looking back?
Not enough rotation, not enough block off the top of the horse, just a little bit hurried, flat trajectory, not a lot of time to get 2 twists in.
Probably not quite powerful enough at this stage of the week to do that vault. You know, when she was fresh first day, she probably had the legs for it, but by now, she just, like you say, Mitch, not enough time in the air.
Well, we'll wait for Pan Pan score. Meantime, we'll go over to the asymmetric bars. With Christina Pravedina. Meeting the handstand, very close to going over.
I think you'll all be good judges by the end of it.
Again, that's a nice one.
Yeah, she's very efficient gymnast. Good stooping out, and that full pirouette was nice and high, as was the Ginger. Legs locked together. Lovely Kachev. But here, just a tiny baby swing. Probably a 0.5 deduction for not going from handstand, and there's your fall.
Probably overcompensated and thought, I must hit handstand
right.
this time.
Now, a very peculiar linkage.
Will she still be deducted the same if she didn't actually come off the bars?
Probably more, because they'll deduct for the bent back, and then...
Oh, dear.
And, of course, there will be the 0.8 for the fall.
Very upset. Not the way she wanted to earn her all
So
around.
cross with herself.
Well, here we are on floor with Beth Tweddle for her final piece of apparatus.
And she has some super stuff to show on floor. She's got the metal.
It's the first tumble. Come on, Beth.
Hold your breath, because it'll be strong, it'll be powerful. 1.5 twist walk out into double Arabian. Squeezes to stay in that area.
Back in the same direction.
Here we go. That time in the double pike position, the Arabian. Very powerful floor.
Lovely split leaps. A great piece of music, this.
I'm saying nothing. Great stuff, and the tumbling. She really has worked hard on that floor. It's a beautiful performance of Beth Tweddle. That's what we want to see.
Really great tumbling there. It's so original, all the work. This 2.5 twist into full twisting front at the very end of all the dancing, all the tumbling.
Oh, good job indeed. Pang, pang, pang. Scored 14.025, which slips her down into 3rd position. It could be the pressure. It could have been the performances the last few days. Oksana Shuzapatina.
Big strong vault, I love it. Absolutely powerful.
She really is the definition of power.
Watch this, handspring, 5.9 the tariff, you can see at the back. Handspring, straight body, full twist. Fabulous work.
Unbelievable blocking at the front edge of the vault.
That's where you get the spring. If you can be courageous enough to block at the front and confident enough that you'll fly over the platform, that's where you get your spring from.
And that vault, 15, puts her in 4th. Yeah, converting all of that forward running power, which she has bags of, up into the ceiling. Well, Jana Biga here, previously was in 3rd position. And we can tell you, Beth scored 15.250 for her floor routine, which puts her into 4th place, just outside the medals.
Next on floor.
Replica position, last year's World Championships. There she is. And yes, confirmation of that score, 15.25. Such a shame with the asymmetric bars. And Jana Biga's first tumble, the double straight.
And a really straight double straight, isn't it? Epitome of power, that full twisting front into triple.
Goodness me. She's going all out here. another thundering tumble.
Double Arabian. If there were marks for great tumbling, she'd certainly be winning. But of course, you need a bit of finesse as well.
I'm not sure if she seems connected to the music.
A lot of people would agree with you there.
But she can tumble. Watch this.
Oh.
Massive double pike somersault. Given it her all, she's certainly given everything. Made the most of her abilities, the great power, great energy.
Good elevation in that double pike. Look at that.
That's her competition over with. The job done. Just got to wait a little bit longer to find out if she will medal. Zhu Zoru from China, next to go on vault.
Good approach, 1.5 twists and plumb center.
Good finish for her.
Very strong finish. She really did launch herself down that runway. Contacted well, slight bend in the arms, wrapped in tight. Plumb center for the 1.5 twists.
Score of 14.3 puts her in 8th position. Well, Nessa Ferrari prepares for her final piece. Jana Biga on floor scores 15.375 at the moment. She's in 1st position. Still a few gymnasts to go. Ferrari here, doing at the World Championships. She's had a good competition, but she can only learn from experience, I think. She needs 15.225 to win.
Well, she needs to land these tumbles perfectly, but watch out for them. Double twisting double back. Immediately back. Single twisting double back, not a flicker on landing.
She is one talented young lady.
Wonderful choice of music.
Certainly got everybody watching. She launches into another tumble. Goodness me! This is going to be tight.
This is tumble number 4.
Going straight front.
Definitely won't get that as a triple, but hopefully a double without too big a deduction.
She's going to finish with
Double pike.
nails. Wow, what a wonderful time she's had.
You should let the audience give her the score. Because that was fantastic. She rose to the occasion. Superb. Just look at the technique. Double pike, superb. Absolutely, there's no other word.
A very entertaining gymnast to watch. Beautiful. Thoroughly enjoyed all of her performances. And definitely one for the future.
Definitely, wonderfully precise, every landing there.
Sandra Ispasa makes her way down the vault.
Oh, that was a pretty special double twisting. Yurchenko really straight right the way round.
She's had some great touches in this competition. I do love that little flourish at the start of the warm-up, the run-up.
Yeah, I think Ispasa is looking very promising. The Romanians on the whole have been disappointing, but I think she's looked strong.
Very consistent.
And a good consistent score as well at 15.025. Ferrari still waiting for her score. Got an air of confidence about her even there.
Trying to stay under control though, isn't she? You tipped her as a star for the future. I think she's there, isn't she?
So she's probably a star now, yes.
Well, you see there, she needs 15.225. She cannot wait to see. Can understand why.
Surely she's going to get that. It was fantastic to watch.
I think so, but we weren't here adding all the difficulty up. That's the real crunch. It's the difficulty level.
Oh, you could tell by the smile. The score is 15.5. She's done it.
Wonderful moment.
She's a gold medalist. How about the first World Championships as well? Extraordinary. Off into the crowd. Oh.
You've got to be made of stone not to shed a little tear for that, haven't you? Very emotional moment. Look at that.
All the hours, the dedication from the family as well as from her. It's a great moment, makes it all worth it. Watch her jump around and do a few triple twists in there. Ashley Preece, she needs 15.825 from floor. It's a big ask.
It's a big ask, I think, yes, yeah.
Flourish as she entered onto the floor there, and off she goes. The audience are with her. She goes for her first tumble.
All twisting double back.
Second tumble. What have we got? Oh. Problems is what we've got. Rockets out of the area. And off the podium, and the medals.
There have been a lot of mistakes today.
How will she feel now? Will she want to leave, or will she want to continue?
Pride will make her continue to the end. And you never know what's going to happen. That was good performance.
It's a great recovery.
Strong double pike to finish there. I would think a costly mistake in the middle, because by not completing the straight front, she probably lost her series as well.
Ferrari celebrating with the team. The flag's flying. What an incredible debut.
Just brings a tear to your eye.
She hadn't completed the 2.5 really when she went for the punch front. So it was a fall and out of the area. See, look, she was only really 2 1/4 rounds, so she couldn't punch cleanly.
One for the album.
The horns will be beeping tonight in Italy. Because not so long ago, football, and goodness me, there were constant, all the cars everywhere.
It's great to see a gymnast that we've seen on the circuit in Europe from about the age of 12, promising so much, coming to fruition so wonderfully. And to show that a not so famous gymnastic country can succeed as well. Can mix it with the Russians, Romanians, Chinese, Americans.
Trying to just soak it up now, and it's not a dream anymore. This is a reality. Fantastic achievement.
I mean, for her at this age, where do you go from here? I mean, it's, you know, she's going to be under a lot of pressure at that young age to maintain that level.
Yep.
And she's only 15 at the moment,
Yep.
soon to be 16, but...
Yeah, and that's what is often a problem when you win young. We will see. She'll need a steady guiding hand from family and coach. But she's got the Olympics to focus on and really go for.
Ashley Preece. It's 15.825. Well, she was out the area. She knows she can't make it, but nice to see where she's going to finish.
It's her first World Championships as well, and very unexpected to have the chance to compete in the final. Until that very last minute of her work, she'd acquitted herself very well.
Still waiting the score, but back to Ferrari, European champion.
Well, there is a score, Mitch. It's 13.6. It's in 10th. But a great outing, considering she was expecting to be sat in the audience.
We're saying about Ferrari, European champion, now world champion. They'll be focusing on the Olympics. She'll have plenty to keep her focused. Plenty of work, plenty of potential still, surely.
She now is still a little girl. She's got the growth spurt to have, and she'll have a tough time to keep this work in the next 2 years. You know, if she can go to the Olympics doing the same work, having grown up and becoming a young lady, they will all have done a great job, because there's no doubt as a gymnast, pre-puberty, you are at a type of peak, and if you can come through that and still be there, as most of these other gymnasts are, then you're really a champion. That'll be the test for her next.
Of course, we've seen two gymnasts tonight making a successful progression from the juniors through to the seniors, with Vivian and Buchan as well. A lot of good young gymnasts out there.
That's lovely, look at that. Little victory lap. Enjoy the moment. Isn't that super? Lovely smile, great moment.
Well, Beth has finished in 8th position, 1.575 behind Ferrari, which is great.
Very good situation, and you know, just shows you.
And what an explosive finish to the women's competition. Who cares, about a fall on the beam when you can tumble like Vanessa Ferrari. The European champion now has a world gold. America's Yaga Mina is 0.275 behind in second. Romania's Sandra Isbasa taking the bronze. Beth finished in 8th. But what a night we've had. Brilliant.
What a week. Surprises, and isn't it great to see a youngster coming through like that? We've said 15 years old, but the work, the determination. That was a real team group effort. So many people involved in the process, Christine. Yeah?
Oh, yes, yes. And she's a real special star. And you have to, however much coaching you've had, you have to have the courage to get out and do it. And she had the courage to do that. But I'd like to comment as well on a great result for Beth. So disappointed after the fall on her favourite piece on the bars. So easy to have given up and not performed her best on the other pieces, but she showed her character and courage. Fought back and goes in 8th position. Certainly the best result we've had.
And she produced that work on beam. She got herself together on beam, which is just a token, just an indication of the sort of focus she can have when it really matters. And of course, it's not all over for her, is there? 2 more finals to come.
2 more tomorrow. She'll be very, very keen to show that this was just a blip on the asymmetric bars, and I'm sure she'll do so.
No blips, except that tiny one on beam for this young lady. Such power, such explosive power. Promised well on vault, and then on bars, very sharp. Superb dismount, absolutely nailed. You'd have thought, though, Christine, wouldn't you, that on beam she would not come off. She looks right to stay on.
She does. You would have thought they might have played safe as well, but they probably felt she had to use the whole repertoire to have the chance to win, and she did really. Had Pang Pang not made a mistake as well, she'd have struggled to win. She did need the whole repertoire, but she was, you know, very courageous. She made the mistake, but she didn't let it affect her. She got on, completed. As we always say, you don't know what's going to happen. Others might fall as well, and that was proved right today.
And she didn't get phased, because I saw her just after beam and she did smile, which is an indication. Feet firmly on the ground.
She knows what it's all about. Can see her weighing it up.
She looked rock solid, didn't she?
She did, very strong. Lovely big jumps.
But this was mesmerizing stuff. The technique and the triple twist. And the 3 of us in the commentary box were itching to say something, because it was such a fantastic performance.
A different floor routine to the one she performed at Europeans, and for me much better. Like you said, very clever choice of music, really lifted the crowd. She's got a very wise, experienced coach who's been in the sport a long time.
That's a wonderful moment. As Beth did her proud, did us proud.
Very much so. Top 8 go out onto the rostrum. It's a wonderful moment for her to be there.
The best 8 all-round gymnasts in the world at the moment. Beth Tweddle is proudly amongst them. Tension of competition is over. She can savor these moments.
The 2006 World Artistic Gymnastics Championships victory ceremony. All-round finals, women.
Mine damer og herrer, sejrsceremoni for verdensmesterskaberne i idrætsgymnastik 2006.
Number 8 from Great Britain, Elizabeth Tweddle.
Well done, Beth Tweddle. Uncharacteristic problems on bars, but she came back on what is traditionally a weak piece. What a job to hit beam and then to produce that super floor. Holly Dykes, friends from the Commonwealth.
6 from China, Pan Pan Pan.
Just faltered she did at the last hurdle. Pan Pan Pan. Problems with the vault. The gold slipped away.
Australia.
Daria Jura, two very good Australians there.
Yeah, so very good championships for Australia.
Mr. Romania.
Some lovely touches too from Nistor. Quietly went through the competition.
Third place and winner of the bronze medal is Sandra Raluca Izbasa, Romania.
Sandra Izbasa. Touches of the old Romanian elegance there. Tall, graceful, and she had a good competition.
She did. Both the Romanian gymnasts rose to the occasion, showed their class.
Second place and winner of the silver medal is Jana Biga, United States of America.
Jana Biga from the United States, and it just shows the strength and depth they have too, really. Did she come here and expect a medal, Christine?
Well, no, they came both there. Strong contenders, Nastasia Lukin and Chelsea Memel, out with injury. And she's taken her chance and goes home with a world medal.
It's bubbling up now. The flags will start waving. It's going to go crazy in about 10 seconds' time.
The gold medal is Vanessa Ferrari, Italy.
Vanessa Ferrari then. Fantastic gymnast. European champion, now world champion. Striding amongst the other medalists, and the flag will go on. She's proud, so she should be. Done a great job for Italy. And you have to say, a great job for gymnastics. Tiny, powerful world champion.
Gold, Nelly Kim, President of the Women's Technical Committee and the International Gymnastics Federation. Silver, Nina Yang, Vice President of the Women's Technical Committee of the International Gymnastics Federation.
And he came there. She knows what it's like to be on a podium.
Managing Director of the organizing...
Super smile from Vanessa Ferrari.
It's been a great competition, very competitive from beginning to end.
True spirit of the sport. Jana Biga and Sandra Izbasa. And this nice spread once again. Italy, USA, Romania.
Absolutely.
As it should be.
Yep. And the first gold medal to anyone but China in this championship so far.
Yes, it was getting a little bit samey. Great for the Chinese. But not China's day. No red and yellow on the podium. There she is, Vanessa Ferrari.
Please rise for the national anthem of Italy.
Stirring anthem. She almost lost her self-control there. A little bit emotional, but so she should be. Great moment for Italy and a great moment for Vanessa Ferrari. Literally on top of the world. Italy, USA, Romania share the laurels. You said it was a great competition, and it was, wasn't it? It was a nail-biter, as was the men's, in the true spirit of this sport.
So often it's a procession of one nation being stronger, but it's great, really, the way the old order has changed, and it's true competition amongst everyone.
Plenty more to come too, Christine.
Yep, 2 days of finals now. 5 tomorrow and 5 on Saturday.
10 more golden moments then, still in store. But it's her moment at the moment. I'll tell you what, this audience, this crowd, they've contributed so much all week, haven't they?
Very knowledgeable crowd, very warm crowd. I think the gymnasts' memories will be great from this arena.
Moments of celebration. Everyone wants to share. Great one for the scrapbook.
Tomorrow at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 2:30 p.m. we present the men's and women's apparatus finals. We hope to see
Well, I'm sure for our interactive viewers, it's been a fascinating competition. There's more to come. You can join us tomorrow when Beth Tweddle is going for a medal on bars. Plenty more for you to enjoy. It's enthralled us. Well, it's enthralled 3,500 people here today. Join us again tomorrow.